It's been a video going around viral, but we'll get straight into that, man. But we got to deal with black fathers, man. We got to deal with black fathers because it is a shortage of us in the house. It's a shortage of a positive image of us, really. Let's pull up that first article and see what they're saying about black fathers.
From the Low Country Panorama, the indisputable importance of black fathers.
About time somebody has recognized what the Bible's been saying for centuries, what the Israelites have been prophesying and preaching for decades, the indisputable importance of black fathers, man. You can't, this whole feminist and I am strong, hear me roar, single ladies independent, it has backfired on the black community.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It has backfired on us to now, man, we have a generation of kids that we are really afraid of.
Yes, degenerates. A bunch of degenerates. We fear even communicating with them because anything's triggered them.
Yeah.
They'll take your life just by looking at them.
Yeah, man. And they got access to guns. Don't know how they getting them, but they getting them.
Yeah.
But it's a indisputable fact that fathers, black fathers, are needed, man. Let's read some on that article, man.
Beginning in 1954, America's conception of a good father was through the lens of white patriarchy. Actor Robert Young's portrayal of the fictional Jim Anderson in Fathers Knows Best established the defining qualities of an American father: white, middle class, white collar, and hardworking. Dominant and all-knowing.
Now, I don't know nothing about that. But the first time that black people got a father in the home, and I might be mistaken, y'all old timers, y'all Asians will let me know. I think it was Good Times for black people. Was the first time that it was a father in the household, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been a show before that, but the first one that was major, it was written by a black man. It was Good Times. And I think the father's name was James.
James.
Yep, I think it was James. He was hard-nosed. He didn't take no stuff off JJ, although JJ was a clown. He still didn't take no stuff off JJ. He was present in the house. He didn't take no stuff from the kids' friends. He had them kids disciplined and in order. And from what we know is that they wanted him to be more of a clown on the show instead of an actual father. And they killed him off on the show. They wrote him out the script. That's from what I know. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know.
She said that. The mother said that.
The mother. Okay. All right. So we right on that. Let's go back to the article, man. And let's go ahead, read that.
This narrative was driven by historical bias and contemporary public policy that undermined the desire of black men to fulfill their fatherly duties. A 2013 National Center for Health Statistics report published by the Center for Disease Controls and Prevention, CDC, effectively upend the mythology around black fathers. Most notably, the report indicated that compared to their white and Hispanic fathers, black men are involved fathers.
Wow. Black men are involved. Now, the thing is about this, I'm reading it from this article, the only thing that puts a stain on this article is that this is an 11-year-old study.
Wow. So it's been out there.
It's a decade old, a decade and a year old, and a whole lot has changed in a decade in the black community, man. We know that. The Lil Nas X is out.
That's one. The WAP drop.
The WAP drop. Damn, man, you got mumble rap.
Mumble rap, another one.
All this stuff, man. And this wasn't around a decade ago, so a lot has changed. I wish this can be updated to see where we at now. But according to the statistics, 2013, black men are more involved fathers. Let's read that. Black men are more involved.
Black men are more involved fathers, participating in activities like sharing meals with their children, bathing, diapering, dressing, and reading to their children.
Now check this out. You see all of those things, that sounds like a father to his children, but you hardly, if ever, see any of those images on TV.
See, that's the point. when you said it was a decade ago, what happened is Esau, he done tightened up the screws. He made sure, throw all the filth, make sure we don't show no television shows, no marketing promotions.
Positive images.
Don't show it. Hide it in the dungeon.
Damn.
That's what they're doing. That's why it's been a decade. It's happening, but they done a better job with their marketing.
Hey, man, and real talk, the only movie that I can think of, and y'all let me know if y'all seen a black man being a father to his children, bathing, diapering, dressing them, and reading to them, might have been that Tyler Perry movie, Daddy's Little Girls. Daddy's Girls.
Yeah, Will Smith Happiness. That's another one.
Okay, Will Smith. Yeah.
Pursuit of
Happiness.
That's
With Will Smith. That's 2 movies. Can y'all name some? If y'all watching online right now, we need y'all name some movies that are black or
Fences.
But that
he was hard up on that dude, man. I question if that dude loved him, man.
Don't say that, K. He loved him, man.
He loved him. He did.
That was
but he was bitter at his ass, though.
That was an iconic scene.
He kept it
He
real.
wasn't playing with him. I think
He didn't like him.
He was Levi right now.
I ain't got that like him. Why you think you got clothes on your back?
Yeah, he killed that.
That was iconic.
Martin had a daddy movie, Cosby Family. Now them was old. We talking about the last decade, y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
The last
Recent.
decade.
Well, just look, Cap, just at the article alone, how far back you got to go just to address as far as a positive image of a black man being a father.
Yeah. Damn.
Non-existent.
Good point, man. Let's go back to that article real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it. The study showed
that black men actively play several nurturing roles.
That's good stuff right there. Is that the last one? I think we got one more. Go ahead, read that.
The report indicated that 2.5 million black fathers live in a household with their children compared to 1.4 million who do not.
That's 7.
1.7 million who do not.
Nah, that's a low number, man. Damn, I know it's more than 2.5 million fathers out there.
Yeah.
Keep going, though. Contradicting
the imagery of most black children living in fatherless homes.
Go ahead.
Even in instances when black men are not in the home, they make an effort, sometimes extraordinary effort.
Extraordinary, that's one word. Go ahead. We appreciate you. We know you feeling it. Go ahead, babe. Extraordinary. Go ahead, Levi.
to be involved in the lives of their children.
Now check this out, though. According to social media and the TV images and the half of the story that we get from black women, all black men are dogs if they don't live in the house with their children.
Right.
They don't do nothing for them. They don't care for them. They don't give them no money. They don't take care of them at all. But according to the stats, it says something different. Go ahead, officer.
Yeah, so there's a difference between emotionally based rhetoric compared to actual facts. And that's what we're reading right now. We're reading nothing but facts. Yeah. And the reason a lot of these black men are very involved, like they have a nurturing role, is because some of them never grew up with a father. So they tend to go to the above and beyond because they know what they missed within their childhood, and they try to give that to the
Good
kid.
point. Yeah, I think LeBron James said that he didn't grow up with his father, so he was going to make it a point to break the generational curse and stay with his kids and one wife, no matter what. And he's done that from what I know. I don't know what he does in the dark, but in public, he's been with one woman since high school. He's married her, and I think they've got 2 or 3 kids, something like that. I know he got 2 sons and I think a daughter. Let's read that last part in that, man. Let's read that real quick. Let's read it quickly. The negative.
So,
let's go to the next main point. Yeah, right there.
The negative perception of black fathers is rooted in racism.
Go ahead.
Americans have been socialized to believe black men are irresponsible, violence prone, dangerous, lazy, and hypersexual.
Now that comes through TV. Wow. That is exactly through TV. Let's jump down some. I don't know if you can see the part where it says from the separation of black families.
From the separation of black families during the transatlantic slave trade and the emasculation of black men during enslavement.
2000s. Go ahead.
To lynchings and subjugations under Jim Crow and present day public policy. The agency of black men has been an act of resistance.
Basically, they do not want us in the house. How do you destroy the children of God? You attack the family. Right. What did Satan do? The first thing he did to destroy family, he destroy the race. He attacked the family, and put us all up under sin. The white man is the Satan's son, so they know exactly how to get to us and destroy us, man.
The modern day program is COINTELPRO. They're trying to stop a rise of a black messiah.
Yeah,
who's supposed to train the men to be warriors and leaders of the next generation? If the men are not around, you put the women up under them, and you allow them to be feminine.
Give me that in 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 1. We're going to read about it. Read about a father that was in his child's life, right? His entire life, and trained him up. 1 Kings chapter 2, and let's read verse 2 and 3.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 2. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man.
Now, you don't know how much of an impact that can have on a son when his father tells him, show thyself a man. That has more impact than a mother saying, I want you to be a man, son. Be a real man. Be a man. It don't have the same kind of impact when your daddy is King David.
Right.
And he tells you, son, show thyself a man. That hit different, man.
Yeah, because one thing that we try to do, we're trying to gain the approval of our father. Are we meeting his standards? Yeah. So when he tells you something, it's kind of like the standard has been set. Now you got to go above and beyond to get past that bar. So when he's telling you that, you try to achieve it to hear, well done.
Yep, there you go. Good point. Finish at verse 2.
Verse 3. And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments.
There you go. Statutes and his commandments. He showed him how to be a man. Now, I want to read it. Give me that in Sirach chapter 3. Sirach chapter 3, because this goes with what Officer Azaniah was just saying about how a son tries to please his father. So when a son tells him something positive or negative, the son usually goes in that way. That's why it's an importance of black fathers being in the household, so we can steer our children in the way of God, like David did, where he showed thyself a man, keep the commandments, because a son lives to do this. Sirach chapter 3. And I want you to read verse 11.
The book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 11. For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father.
From the what?
From the honor of his father.
If your father says, son, you've done well, that's I'm proud of you, then the son gets glory from that. I've done what my father told me to do. I've lived up to his expectation. Hell, I've become better than he was, like he wanted me to. So read that again.
Verse 11. For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father.
Replace that with son. The glory of a son is from the honor of his father. If his father honors him and tells him positive things of what he should do and the way that he should go, he will try to live up to those things, because his glory or his honor or his glory comes from his father. If your father don't glory the son, man, you see him, they in prison. Oh, my daddy didn't care about me. He wasn't in the house. He didn't come pick me up when he said he was. My mama and them didn't get along. If he didn't get no honor from his father, that child is going to have a tough upbringing. And Lord's will, he overcome that stuff.
Right. And Cap, our people, they look at it now like this is something known in the black community, like we always did this. But this is new. Our ancestors didn't roll like this. You understand, like how you brought out with David and King Solomon. Go to Tobit 12 and read verse 1. All of our ancestors knew this, that wisdom and respect always came from the father.
Yeah.
The book of Tobit, chapter 12 and verse 1. Then Tobit called his son Tobias and said unto him, my son, see that the man have his wages.
So Tobit also spoke to his son just like David did with Solomon. Watch this. Jump down to verse 7. Let's see what he told Tobias.
Verse 7. It is good to keep close the secret of a king, but it is honorable to reveal the works of God.
Honorable to reveal the works of God. Watch this. Read.
Do that which is good and no evil shall touch you.
See? So Tobit also gave Tobias, his son, God's wisdom. Do good. God's commandments is good.
There you go.
And no evil shall touch you. So
you
it was
go.
always no.
Oh, praises. Give me that video of Umar Johnson, because he was speaking on something that is vital in the Black and Hispanic community as well. Let's see what he said. He was on a podcast this past week.
Emotionally damaged people are always sexually promiscuous. Let me say this again. If you are traumatized, if you are emotionally damaged, you are promiscuous. And do you want to know why?
Why is that?
Emotionally traumatized people require constant validation from others. You married to a woman who's been traumatized, abuse, abandonment, whatever. When you're not around her for too many days, she has to entertain another man.
Damn.
Because her trauma dictates constant validation.
Right.
Pause it right there. Hasn't Bishop been bringing out videos of a man putting they women on a cell phone or recording them on video, and
Multiple
they saying
cases.
you ain't been here. You at work all the time. What is that?
Right.
That is the emotionally damaged woman that if you're not here, they gonna replace you with somebody else, even if you doing them good, because they've been damaged, whether it been childhood of not having what? A black father in the household. To show them love, to hug on them, to tell them what they needed to know, to tell them what kind of man to look out for, or just to see what it's to be like between where the father, he's gone all day. He goes to work, but then he comes home. Does the little girl go out and find another father? No, they don't do that. But they won't learn that unless they grow up with a father in the house and are used to their father, the man of authority, leaving, coming back. Leaving, coming back. As he's saying, if they emotionally damaged, never grew up with a father that left and never came back, if you get with them and you leave,
That's what
they
you get.
replace you quick.
That's why it's important for these brothers when you proving these sisters. That's one of the questions you need. How's your relationship with your father?
Good point.
Because if you know she raised without her father, she doesn't have that foundation in her household, and she's bound to what's the scripture says? Gaze upon
gaze
abroad. There you go. Gaze abroad. There you go. So now that discipline is not in her life. Now you begin to step into a role where it was void for so many years, and you expect her to follow you or stay faithful to you. Nah,
She emotionally damaged.
She emotionally damaged.
He might be too.
Right.
That's why you see a lot of sisters, they always say, I need a man that's emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
If you're saying that nonsense because they're emotionally damaged.
Right.
That's why a lot of them, what they tend to do to keep the attention, they go get OnlyFans and they allow you to pay for it.
The father was never there to build up that self-esteem where now they have validation within themselves already. It was built from when they were young.
Yeah.
They are sure of themselves.
Let's finish that video out. Some more on it. Go ahead.
Validation means I must have a man in my personal space. You ever date a woman who was crazy about you? She absolutely loved you, so you thought. It was really addiction. Yeah. When you finally let her go, when you finally got her to stop stalking you, she ended up with another man like that. And your ego took a hit. You said, wait a minute. I know that woman was crazy about me. Climbed in my window, came to my... You understand? She was... She was crazy about your presence in her life. And the minute you distance yourself from her life,
to work.
She found a replacement without a problem. Emotionally damaged people are promiscuous because they cannot go without constant validation. They need that validation. They need it.
And you know who knows
Most
that?
of our...
That's heavy right there, man. Go ahead.
You know who knows that? The people who give you wick.
Yeah.
Know that. Like all that stuff is not like they didn't think about it a few years back. That's why we gotta, like, when scriptures say give no occasion for the adversary to speak reproachfully, that's speak to the young women. all this stuff right here is all the action that they took a few years back.
There you go.
Now we're suffering the consequences now.
And think about it, because they said the first thing that he says, sexually promiscuous women, they will always hop to a different partner. What that goes into, it goes into that pair bonding. Even though you think that she's with you, but she's only yours for that moment in time. She's about to move on to the next.
Sue you in the grave, gone. Or jail. Damn. Go to that next video to show what Umar Johnson saying, because he's a psychologist, so he knows of stuff on that type with dealing with the mind of the world. Worldly people, he understands that, but pull it up where he's actually right. We've seen it on Instagram. Go ahead.
I cheated a lot of times. I'm gonna tell the truth. I cheat.
What are the circumstances that make you feel like I'm about to cheat?
When I feel like he gets boring, he be loving me.
Pause it.
Listen, she didn't even take a breath.
I get bored.
Before I cheat. But she didn't even take a breath or blink.
I get bored. Wow. That goes into what he's talking about with the emotionally damaged people are promiscuous.
Oh man.
She says when I get bored, I'm cheating.
Hey, you know what they say? They say women out there in the world, they need excitement in their life. You can't just be one way. Give them stability. You got to give them.
That means they all emotionally damaged.
There you go.
If it ain't no drama in their life, they moving on.
You gotta give them a little something.
Father wasn't in the household. That's why it's an undeniability that the black man is in the household with his kids.
That's right.
So they don't think like this as a woman. And that's the worst part when you're a father and you got a daughter and she belonged to the streets.
Man. Disclaim.
Shit. Everybody over here hurt. Play the video one more again. Play the video one more again. Let's hear it, just in case the people didn't hear it.
Cheated a lot of times. I'm gonna tell the truth. I cheat.
What are the circumstances that make you feel like I'm about to cheat?
When I feel like he gets boring, he be loving me.
Pause it right there too.
Loving me.
The man loves her.
Right.
She think that's love.
But he gives her stability.
Right.
And then she said, man, I got to cheat on this nigga. She's boring.
She's toxic.
And like you said, that she think it's love, but it's what did he say in there? It's addiction.
It's addiction.
Play the next video. Watch this.
Wow.
Like if I'm not happy, I know somebody gonna say, well, if you're not happy, why you stay? Sometimes it's complicated.
Pause. Overly Trump. I want you to know what it's complicated that I cheat, you know what that means? Or if I stay even if I'm not happy, he got money. That's what it means. He got too much money for me to leave him, so I'm going to stay and cheat on him because he pay all the bills and stuff.
And he's weak enough to still put up with the bullshit.
Good point.
That's straight up. He's weak enough to still maintain her, still weak enough to still put up with her multiple personalities that she got. That's what it is.
And the only reason why she stays is money, and he's digging her guts. That's the only
PG for the kids. Goddamn, that was on.
You didn't even warn them
for the kids.
And not just that. Remember, it's
bleep that out, man.
I'm sorry.
I mean, what does that mean? They can.
Oh man.
Hey man. Hey, let's finish that video out.
It's a trigger for some people.
Traumatized women can't be in a normal relationship because they need to be overstimulated, just like she said. So no matter what the guy does, it's not going to be enough because due to a certain amount of emotional trauma, her dopamine receptors have warped. So this means for her to be happy or satisfied, she has to always be overstimulated emotionally and physically. Be careful of these chronic, unsatisfied women. It's not you. They're simply overstimulated, and because of that, they require chaos in order to cope with their trauma.
Give me that in Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 26. So what does God say? Because the Bible is the book of life. It got answers for every single situation that you may be in your life. Ecclesiastes 7:26, when you come across a woman like that as a man. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman.
Because that can drive you crazy, man. Not any type of woman either. The one that is for the streets. That drags you along, man. That you don't know where she at. She with her friends, but when she come in late night and go straight to the shower. Hell no, man. I found more bitter than death the woman
whose heart is snares and nets.
You can't trust her, man. She playing with your emotions as a man. Go ahead.
And her hands as bands.
You're trapped. Go ahead.
Whoso pleaseth God
If you please God, what does he tell you to do?
shall escape from her.
You're going to get away from that emotionally traumatized type of woman that if they get bored, they cheat.
Yeah.
They get bored, they start arguments. They get bored, they take the car and leave. They get bored,
You get pregnant.
empty your bank account. They get bored, they go on a shopping spree. Guys, if you get the hell away from that type of woman.
Just put the kids pool on the curb.
Damn.
Hey, you know what that reminds me of, Kev? That thing that you played last FCN with the multiverse of madness.
Talking about the web.
The web seeking
The web.
attention.
Bring more
That's all I'm
niggas.
saying.
That's what it was.
One nigga turn into two niggas.
Hey, that's
3 niggas, 4 niggas, 5 niggas, bring more.
hey, a point. That's why most of them sisters like that, they always link up with like a Pookie, a drug dealer.
Yeah, Pookie
because
Red.
keep them on the edge. That's the one.
Good point, Cap.
And they're gonna find themselves in a federal prison too.
Damn,
with a RICO
Matter
charge.
of fact, Cap, that was doing the remember when they was doing the interviews when they was asking sisters, what do you want, a scammer, a drug dealer?
Yeah, I remember that.
They want that.
Need that dopamine. Good
Cap,
point.
Somebody posted in the comments. He said, "God damn, you gotta be a damn psychologist to have a relationship with the women in this world."
Yeah.
I'm in this church.
Play that next video, man, to show you about the promiscuous or damage is promiscuity. Go ahead, play it.
How many Plan Bs did each of you take?
So, I've had 3 abortions and 1 Plan B.
3 abortions? Okay, what about you, Nia?
I took more than 5.
Diana, what about you? Over 10?
Bro.
More than 20?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Is it over 40?
And so yes, it's over.
You guys, I want the chat to see this, right? Because I always speak about promiscuity in men and promiscuity in women. The fact that laws was passed that gave women rights to contraceptives, Plan Bs, birth control, and the ability to abort the kid, what it did was incentivize women to be more promiscuous.
Wait, my question is, when I was 18 and had the choice to take a Plan B, I shouldn't have taken it? I had
not even been having sex with a man that wouldn't provide you a future, a man that you don't want. This is what I'm saying. You all have a problem with choosing men.
Yes.
And then the men that you choose, you have a problem with retaining the men too, because you made bad choices in choosing them. So all I'm saying is, if we took away the contraceptive, there wasn't no Plan B, there wasn't any birth control, you couldn't have abortion, you would have more stake in the man that you choose. So then you would have more discernment. Discernment is the ability to make good judgment. You would be using discernment to make good judgment in the men that you choose. But the fact is that you utilize all of these contraceptives. Oh, well, I got a Plan B. I got a Plan C. I got a Plan Z. You got too many freaking plans, so you're choosing the wrong
Now check this out. Let me tell you that. You know what that breaks down to? Is that Satan and his kingdom has allowed you women to sin freely.
Right.
And think that God won't judge you for it. Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11. That's really what that boils down to. Satan has given you the freedom to sin against God. And think that God will not judge you. One of them said, I had 3 and 1 Plan B. She got 3 murders on her belt.
I'm telling you.
Triple homicide.
You know, in the world, brothers, you know what brothers call themselves when there's a group of brothers hunting after a girl? What they call themselves? They call themselves vultures.
Damn.
When you examine a vulture, what attracts a vulture? Dead bodies. So all these women, like that brother said at the end, he said, y'all only attract niggas. Yes, because now those vultures have been activated for all the death that you accumulate with those babies, abortions. That's what's happening.
Man, that's crazy.
Vultures are being activated. Them niggas are vultures because they coming from all the death that you're carrying.
Oh, that's cold-blooded right there, man. Clip it right there, man. Put that up, man.
Damn.
That's
got death in your
That's a YouTube short.
There you go. Hey, play that next video because men are traumatized too. So we ain't just saying it's women that be traumatized not having fathers. Let's listen to this other brother. He done said some crazy ass stuff before in his life, but we'll use this right here for the editing.
Understand, most adults are actually being led by their childhood trauma, right? The 11-year-old is driving the car. the 47-year-old version of that person is duct taped in the back seat with their hands bound. And the 11-year-old's doing donuts in a parking lot, right? Facts. And you're like, why is that person acting so immature? Why are they still being this petty? Their 11-year-old is flared up because they've never been told to calm down, that it's safe now, they don't have to drive the car. They've been driving since they were 11. Same thing with my trauma. And my 8-year-old, he still be popping out with his abandonment issues and his attachment issues. And I'm like, bro, we're actually okay.
You hear that? That's what's that from? Abandonment and attachment issues. Where they come from? A black father not being in the household with him. He felt like he's abandoned. His father do come around, he leave. He don't want him to go. That's attachment issues. So men suffer from trauma too of not having a father in the household. It affects us too, abandonment or attachment, and that could turn into he being a stalker for a woman. Because once he get connected to her, he afraid that she might leave, and he don't never wanted to leave. He don't want her to go outside of her sight. And you wonder why some man be crazy because they father wasn't in the house, so he's attached to you. He can't be without you. He wants you around all the time because he think you're gonna do just like his father. If you leave, you'll never come back. So it happens with men too.
It's diagnosed, Cap. It's called simpism.
Simpism. Well, no, I can't say that, man. You can't say that, man, because it's trauma. It's trauma. That's trauma. Damn, Daniel's hard, man. Hard up. Shit. It's hard. Hey, man, play the next video. Play the next video. This is a rapper named Keith Wallace. He know he's Israel, but he's going to explain. I'm going to show you what trauma look like in a man. Oh, man. Go ahead.
I had no idea what he was talking about. You feel me? The way they portray prison, like on movies and the document, bruh. Listen, bruh. Nah. You know what I'm saying? And then my mom's, God bless the dead. You know what I'm saying? My mom's was like, baby, just don't mess with nobody and nobody ain't gonna do nothing to you. You feel me? It don't work like that. Right? What? No, bro, like you got to click up with somebody. You can try to play the cut and be chilling by yourself if you want to. You feel me? But if your hands ain't on that level, that ain't happening. And you gotta understand, man, like I was a kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? So here I am, 14.
Pause it right there. I want you to hear. You said his mama, right? So that means who wasn't in the house?
The father.
The father wasn't in the house, and he got into trouble doing things he shouldn't have been doing as a teenager. End up going to prison as a teenager. Now listen to what happened to this man because a black father wasn't in the household. Go ahead, play it.
In a cell with dudes that's 27. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a brother in there named, I almost said name. Brother had 99 years, bro. Damn. You feel me? Like when they give you your, like every month, they give you like a paper and they have like your release date on it. So the brother release date was 9/9/99. I mean, like he ain't never getting that. You feel what I'm saying? So they just, damn. Bro, and here you go with 3 years sleeping next to somebody that ain't never getting that. You feel me? So when people be like, oh, they don't try you, no sexual stuff, and bruh, all that's a lie. That's how I got stabbed. You feel me? Like when they came in my room, bruh.
Damn. It's called trauma for real.
He's reliving it right now, y'all.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You feel all the
right. He's reliving it right there in his mind.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
that's trauma. That's trauma from not having a father in the household to guide him in the right way, man. To tell him what Tobit told his son. Give me that in Tobit chapter 4. And cue that next one. We'll for time's sake, because precept upon precept is coming on right after this. So make sure you stay tuned for that with Captain Shim and the officers in New Orleans. But we'll play the last video after this. But I want to read this. This is why it's so important for us men to choose the right spouse.
Right.
Stay with our children and be fathers to them. So your son won't ever go through prison as a teenager and live that. That was real, y'all. That was like it was happening right at that moment. Yeah. You could see it in his face. He completely zoned out. PTSD. He was gone.
That's like PTSD.
PTSD. He lived that right there, man. Tobit chapter 4, and I want you to read verse 5 real quick.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 5. My son, be mindful of the Lord our God all thy days, and let not thy will be set to sin.
Don't sin. Don't do wrong, my son. That's what a father's got to tell him. Go ahead.
Or to transgress his commandments. Do uprightly all thy life long, and follow not the ways of unrighteousness.
Don't follow. That's what a father has to tell his son, because we aggressive, you know, we got testosterone and we got a lot of influence around us. It's an agenda against black men to destroy us, to turn us into effeminate or sodomites, or to put us into prison to damage us like at all the days of our life. He grown now. Yeah. He out of prison 20 years probably, but you can see that still affects him when his mind go there. Because it's a father's job to guide his son in the way that he should go. Now play that next video of a father guiding his son who's on the wrong path as well. Mama, you can't do this. Go ahead. Play that. No, not that one. Not that one. The one after that. Yeah, the one after that. We'll end it on this one right here. Go ahead.
Hold on. Just because I'm knowing you don't know no better, think it's cool, that's why I'm laughing. But really, it's not funny, but I'm laughing because you don't know. I have to teach you stuff that matters, that don't matter to you, Woo. That stuff that you learning doesn't matter. The stuff that I can teach you matters. Well, it can take you a long way, man. Respecting and shit goes a long way, man, with the smallest of the things, son. I want to teach you that shit, man. Like when you go to talk to these people, man, if I had you sharp enough, you won't be scared to go in there and talk to them people, man. You'll better go in that motherfucker handle that and not try to out-talk them and get yourself some situation because of how you done learned yourself. You see what I'm saying? Stop living on the edge where you having to always try to get yourself out like right then. Well, you can been done got your mind, well, you ain't got to worry about it when you go because you been done handled it. Back then. That's all I'm trying to get you to understand, man. But I can't give it to you in one day. Every time me and you together, I'm having a bunch of it all in one big conversation to where I lose you through the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose you. That's the thing. I want you to take all this shit in. Other niggas might have said, but they don't care and this and that and love you like I do.
Listen.
They ain't gonna be there like I do. They might have talking this and that and want to be whatever, but I'm that. You see what I'm saying? And more. You feel me? Fuck that. You know, they don't really care like that. You see what I'm saying? So man, come home, my guy. You see what I'm saying? When you ready, come home, man. I got you, bro. For real. They ain't got you. I got you.
Cut it. That's it right there. That's the utter importance of a black father in the household. I was thinking about this watching this video and it dawned on me. This right here. A son is mama's baby until he becomes his father's son. Now, that's a Judah parable right there. Some of y'all might not understand that. What does that mean? That there is a certain part of a son's life that the mother goes through the troubles of education with him. That's to nurture him, to make sure he's okay when he's a child. Feed him, make sure he don't choke eating his food, change his pamper, things of that nature. That's mama's baby until it's a point where he becomes his father's son, where the father says, all right, all that baby, he fall, leave him alone. Don't help him up. Right. Don't cuddle him when he cry. Right. No. He got his ass in trouble. He got punched in the nose out there being a badass. No. Let his nose bleed. Right. He'll figure out how to make it stop. Oh, his ass want to keep running around. He got his ass whooped out. He'll learn. That's when he become father's son. And then the son, just like Tobit, Tobit's mother wasn't right there saying, you're right, husband, teach our son. Right. No, that was a conversation between a father and the son. This is how I want you to live, because when he grows up, he becomes his father's son. It's things that mama can't teach him no more.
Like certain hardnesses of the earth that you got to endure a woman can't show you how to endure those hardships.
Can't do that. That takes a father to have a one-on-one conversation with you, like we seen in the video, like we read from Tobit with his son, having a one-on-one conversation. When I'm gone, son, this is how I want you to live your life.
Right.
And this is the way we got to do these things by being in the household with our sons to make sure that they are not taken by the God of this world, but they follow after the Lord God and keep his commandments when we are gone. And they are our avengers, and they take our place and keep tearing this kingdom down. All right?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.